Hello, welcome back to another Friday and another edition of our Heartland Journals 3 in 3, where I run down the 3 stories of the week the mainstream media either forgot to tell you or ignored in about 3 minutes or as fast as I can. Thanks for the birthday wishes. I had a good one. Let's go. Number 1. Danish firm Maersk will temporarily take over operation of 2 ports on the Panama Canal from Hong Kong company CK Hutchison, whose concession has been annulled, the Panama Maritime Authority said. Panama's Supreme Court invalidated Hutchison's contract following repeated threats from President Donald Trump that the United States would seek to reclaim the waterway he said was effectively being controlled by China. The canal, which handles about 40% of U.S. container traffic and 5% of world trade, was built by the United States, which operated it for a century before ceding control to Panama in 1999. CK Hutchinson's contract to operate the ports had disproportionate bias toward the Hong Kong-based company, according to the court ruling that annulled the deal. Number 2 story the big guys won't tell you anywhere else. If you think they do, tell me about it in the comment section below, but I don't think so. More than 34,000 Minnesotans have signed up to be trained as U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement observers with various activist groups in recent weeks, many of them since January 7th, when a federal agent shot and killed Renee Good after an encounter with an ICE convoy in South Minneapolis. The killings of Good and, on Saturday, ICU nurse Alex Preddy underscore the dangers for the city's widespread resistance movement, a loosely connected network of neighborhood volunteers who communicate on Signal, the private messaging app, as they play cat and mouse with heavily armed and masked federal agents on snowy streets. Meanwhile, also in Minnesota, the downtrodden and fraud-riddled state, also known as Land of 10,000 Lakes, Federal Judge Kate Menendez denied Minnesota's motion for a temporary restraining order to halt Operation Metro Surge. The court documents say that Minnesota and its cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul have not met their burden of proof. The argument to halt operations, in part, stated that the federal operation is causing harm to the Twin Cities and state themselves, as well as their residents. Lawyers with the U.S. Department of Justice have called the lawsuit legally frivolous. The crackdown has had, and will likely continue to have, profound and even heartbreaking consequences, U.S. District Judge Menendez said. Last story, number 3. LAPD chief defies Newsom's mask ban for federal immigration agents, citing safety concerns. LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell said enforcing misdemeanor citations against ICE agents during operations would be unsafe and could escalate tensions. LA Mayor Bass criticized ICE's mask policy following raids in Los Angeles last summer. When the raids started, fear spread, Bass said in an interview last year. The masked men in unmarked cars, no license plate, no real uniforms, jumping out of cars with rifles and snatching people off the street, leading a lot of people to think maybe kidnappings were taking place. "What are you afraid of?" Newsom said as he signed the new moot no mask legislation into law. The Trump administration sued over the law. The federal government has sued to stop the state from enforcing this law, a spokesperson for Newsom's office said. "We are defending the law in court, which would go in effect on July 1st. Trying to enforce a misdemeanor violation on another law enforcement agency, that's not going to end well, and that's not going to be good." LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell said in defiance of Newsom and Bass and in accord with Trump's DOJ. It's shaping up to be one crazy summer. That's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. For stories like these and more, check out heartlandjournal.com and our Substack. Just give us your email address and we'll deliver to your inbox for free. Thanks for doing it. Mainstream media won't. And check out our selection of shirts like the one I'm wearing and hats at heartlandjournal.com. While you're there, be sure to vote for the Heartland Awards Best Actors and Singers. Voting is open now and goes through March. Vote as often as you like to support your favorites, and if you haven't already, give us your email address so we can keep in touch. See you next week for another Heartland Journals 3 in a little more than 3. Glory to God.